Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Kessie card to review today. This is going to be on my boys account. I'm 2 games off of doing it on my main account because I'm obviously trying to level up for this season to try to get those level 30 cards for you guys. But my boy got it earlier, so I might as well do it on his account while I'll play my games afterwards. So, with Kessie's card, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at someone that is 6 foot tall with high work rates, 4-star skill moves, and a 4-star weak foot. In regards to traits, he has this solid player trait. From the get-go, right, in regards to looking at his base card stats, this is a good gameplay objective card to get as well because of the fact that we're looking at someone that's tall, has great work rates, has the skill moves and the weak foot capabilities, and just looks like a beast overall, right? So in regards to his in-games, he has 83 acceleration with 89 sprint speed, so you guys already know what the format of this card as it is. It almost suggests that you want to use the shadow chemistry style, right? Because it would make the most sense if you're going to be using him in the midfield area. In regards to his shooting presence, he actually has a fantastic shooting presence for someone that is a midfielder at 80 finishing, but 99 shot power and 90 composure. He also has 96 attacking positioning, so this is going to be the type of card that, you know, because of his high work rates, if you're using him on balanced instructions in the CDM position or the center mid position in a 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1, the way that he's going to move around the pitch aggressively should be a noticeable thing with his high work rates. We'll obviously experiment with that in game to see if that's actually a thing, but I think I used like Kessie's card in the beginning of the year because it was like a pretty decent card to use because of the work rates and all that good stuff. In regards to his passing abilities are quite solid as well because he has that 4-star weak foot. It is also helpful, again, because of the height that he has, so he can do those like reach passes if he really needs to and all that good stuff. Doesn't have free kick accuracy, but that's not really relevant. Neither is the curve, to be honest with you guys. As long as he can you know, defend that midfield position really well and make the basic passes is not really a big deal. Dribbling stats in this card is actually very interesting because of the fact that he has very good base dribbling stats for a midfielder. Now, obviously, his agility being an 81 should be noticeable in game, especially since he's a pretty stocky player in game with the 6-foot height. So we'll be experimenting with that in game as well. In regards to defending stats, his defending stats are actually pretty solid. With really good base defending stats. Heading accuracy doesn't matter as long as he can win the ball in the air. That's the most important thing. This is going to be the type of card where you're going to have to decide whether or not you want to give him an anchor or a shadow chemistry style just because of the way that the card is formatted so far, right? I do see him potentially being a decent center defensive mid or center mid mostly. I don't really see him being used in any other position unless you want to be a savage and use him as a left mid or a right mid with a shadow, but it wouldn't really make much sense to do that because dribbling is not really there just yet. But those are the 2 chemistry styles that I'm thinking so far with the cards. So in regards to how this team is specifically lined up, don't worry about the balance in regards to how every player is. We're going to be lining it up like this in game. So we're going to be trying out this is my boys team. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this first and then we'll go from there. So in regards to custom tactics in game, I do want to start off with the 4-2-3-1 and use him as one of the CDMs on balanced instructions, right? So I'll be using 5-4 as we normally do, but Kessie will be playing in Makalele with Mateus on the left side. Yeah, Makalele doesn't have the weak foot, but I want to try Kessie more on the right side than I do on the left side just for now because I want to see what his attacking presence is like. Obviously, with him being a right-footed player, it would be better to have him on the right side if I want to keep him on the balanced instructions. So we're going to have him on balanced instructions, and then we're going to have Makalele on cut passing lane, stay back while attacking, cover center, and then the rest of the team doesn't really matter too much because I just want to see what he's like as I'm moving forward and as I'm pushing back. So we'll just be using the balance instructions for that. And then we will also be using the 4-4-2 formation as well, which we'll just add to this one right here. So the 4-4-2 we'll just use like a basic one, nothing too crazy. With Mateus off to the left side, Mendy over here, Dries Mertens up top as a striker because he's pretty nice. And it's so hard just to get your cursor on the player here. Dries Mertens there, Messi off to the right side, and then with Neymar, we switch with Kessie. So we'll use Neymar and Dries Mertens up top. Actually, we'll use Messi up top. Neymar's better to have on the sides than with Messi up top. And again, we will be using Kessie with just cover center. This guy will be on stay back while attacking cover center. The rest of the team will just have stay back while attacking for the fullbacks, but the rest of the team, they'll just move as they do because, again, the review is mostly on Kessie, so we need to see how he's going to move on the pitch. I kind of want to see what his shooting is like if I ever get myself into a situation where I can actually shoot with him. But those are the two formations we're going to try him out in. I'll let you guys know whether or not I feel like he needs more pace or if the extra physical could help. But so far, I would say the shadow chemistry style definitely makes the most sense. So let's get into a game and see how he plays. All right, let's see what his dribbling is like. Yo, his dribbling is actually super responsive. That's actually very solid. It's really, really responsive. The agility is almost irrelevant, to be honest. All right, see you again. You guys see how fast it is with the left stick? It's actually so solid. Nice body type in game too for the defensive presence if I really need him to be on stay back while attacking as well. Okay, so you can see his attacking positioning right there. Super, super noticeable in that situation. He was super aggressive in regards to utilizing the middle space instantly. Being a right center defensive mid, it makes sense the way that he ran into the empty space there in the middle. So it's always a very noticeable thing with these types of players. When it comes to the work rates and the attacking positioning, all of those together definitely play a huge part in how a player is going to move on the pitch. Being able to do stuff like that too, man, is like just dribbling really quickly and then using his 4-star weak foot with great passing abilities is awesome. He makes that pass off right there and he's no longer in the midfield position. You see this? When your players start to do that, you kind of have to build up the play a little bit slowly so that they can get back into those positions right there. So you can definitely notice that if you use a card like this with his high work rates, he's definitely going to be moving across the pitch like crazy in regards to just being on balance instructions. Transitioning left and right with him with the LT-RT or L1 or L2-R2 is very, very good. You could just see this as just the jockey system, and he's very, very responsive without me having to do anything else, right? So that's a very, very huge thing with CDMs as well in this game, being very good. So okay, so what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to go ahead and just play a little bit of regular FIFA, and we'll see how he plays around the team. I want to see what his off-the-ball defending is like here with his high work rates. Yeah, he gets back into position really quickly. High work rates without any defensive boost on the card because his base card stats for defending is really good. Is very solid. You could see that he kind of lingers around the edge of the 18-yard box instantly, which is fantastic here. It could be a situation where we may want to try out cut passing lanes on the card with the high work rates, but we'll see afterwards. That's without me triggering the run, by the way, because he just did that himself. Again, without me triggering the runs with him, he's super aggressive on the attack. Alright guys, so far with the high work rates on this card, I'm noticing that, you know, pace could be a beneficial thing to have on him with the acceleration in regards to being able to defend really nicely because his dribbling stats in-game for on-the-ball and off-the-ball movement is actually very, very good. And if you give him that extra acceleration and sprint speed boost, I think it would definitely be very, very noticeable. So the way that we are going to be playing with Kessie now is going to be on cut passing lane, stay back while attacking. The rest of this will actually adjust to fit my playstyle a little bit more because I'm not really liking how they're moving across the pitch here. We're just going to have them on balance instructions right here with tactics being the exact same. And we'll basically just go from there. I may switch off Mateus at some point because he's definitely ruining the attacking with this team because he's not really supposed to be an attacker. But we'll go from there. Great defending there with Kessie. Nicely done. Nicely done again. I might actually get this ball. I don't. It's not, you know, this game's not fully possession based all the time, so can't really blame him on that. But his, again, transitioning left and right with this card is very, very quick. So that way I can defend really nicely whenever I have to switch to him. His dribbling is so responsive, dude. It's really, really good. You can see without me doing anything with Kessie as well, he does get back into position quite quickly. So it's actually kind of like a nice little balance to have in your team on the stay back while attacking. I'm going to be honest, I don't like the cut pass lanes too much on him. I think he plays better with just the regular stay back while attacking cover center. So we're going to go ahead and switch to that. And hopefully he plays better with that. But I did like him on just the cover center before defensively, so... Alright guys, so we're just going to switch off Messi to the right side. My boy actually has Rafa on the team, so we're just going to put Rafa on the team instead, with Kent playing on the left side, and then we're just going to have Kessie on just stay back while attacking, and we'll stick with the 4-2-3-1 for now. I might switch to the 4-4-2 at some point as well, because those characteristics of him being on balance is definitely going to still be super noticeable, but I just need to put him on balance over here, and then we should be okay. That was actually really good tracking by Kessie right there. He tracked that player the entire time, the moment he even when he went inside the 18-yard box. We're going to switch to the 4-4-2 for the end here, just to have 2 strikers instead of 1. And hopefully we can get a goal here. Alright guys, so we're just going to go ahead and play another game because, as you guys know what the gameplay in this game, you know, people love to play super defensive and your attacking AI is absolutely trash bags in this game, EA. So I'm going to go ahead and play another game so that that first part isn't too boring, but I am noticing that the card that I want most on him so far would be the the Shadow Chemistry style for the plus 15 on acceleration and plus 10 for sprint speed, as well as perfect defending because on stay back while attacking, he still offers a little bit of an attacking presence, but he's really well balanced, especially if you have a medium high or even a low high work rate player next to him. So in the next game, we're just going to switch one thing here. We're just going to go ahead and put Kessie off to the left side because he does have the 4-star weak foot. And we're going to have Claude Makalele chilling over here on this side. But Kessie is going to be over here on the left side instead of the right side. So we'll just have Stay Central and Dries Mertens as well, just because of the way that the team moves in general. And we'll take it from there. That's the reach passes that I always talk about with players that are taller and have good passing ability. It's just being able to touch that ball like that when the pressure is on him. There's Kessie again. So that's what I'm talking about right there, is that attacking presence that this card has. His utilization of getting into attacking areas because of his attacking positioning and high work rates, that allows me to score a goal in that situation right there, right? And again, imagine if he has the acceleration and sprint speed. He doesn't need these dribbling boosts, right? Good defending again. Height, physical presence, super noticeable right there. Oh, I might actually still score that. Oh. Even in that whole situation, man, his attacking presence is fantastic, right? Like, he's really missing that acceleration and sprint speed to always consistently do it. Now, you could potentially give him, you know, a sniper chemistry style if you really want him to, but I really feel like because of that attacking presence that he has, he's really, really fun to use on the balance instructions for sure. He does cut inside runs too, which is great. Oh, of course I can't score a finesse. I would love to be able to score a regular opportunity against a strong defensive AI EA, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, guys, Kessie has been brilliant so far. That was a really good pass by him, to be fair. Oh, man. I had to kind of like play off of that like weird dribble that he did right there. Alright guys, so the only change we're really going to make here is I'm probably just going to put Rafa on or in the left attacking mid position with Dries Mertens off to the right side, just because Neymar makes a really good striker with the 5-star weak foot. So we'll go from there. I'm actually going to take off. I kind of want to use Neymar on stay central target man, which is what he's on right now, so it's perfect. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the 5-star weak foot that I'm talking about. Kessie linking up well with the play right there too. Guys, I am playing regular FIFA right now with Kessie, and I'm enjoying the card, man. I might even consider giving him an engine chemistry style. We'll see. Oh, you know what? That whole play right there would have been absolutely brilliant. Well done, Kessie, coming back into defensive areas. Oh, and I missed that opportunity, man, because the finishing is too low on this card. It'd be nice to be able to score those opportunities. Again, defensive AI is very, very effective, so... But guys, you could totally see the types of runs this card's making. He's playing in the left center defenseman position, but he's so smart at utilizing attacking positions because of the way that he's going into the spaces really quickly. I'm actually going to take a look at some of the chemistry styles that this card has to offer because... I don't know, man. Maybe we give him a Hunter, but I think his shot power is already really high. I have to check. Great tackle again with Kessie. Nice outside foot pass there with Kessie as well. Putting the pressure on constantly right there. Great defensive play. Alright guys, so final verdict on Kessie's card. He's definitely one of those types of dudes that, you know, depending on the situation of in-game, switching between balance instructions and stay back while attacking is really, really nice to use with this card, because even on stay back while attacking, because of his 96 attacking positioning and high work rates, he's still really, really well balanced on the pitch. The only thing that you have to take into consideration when using this card in the midfield area, even if you're using him in a 4-4-2, is the fact that you have to have a medium-high or low-high work rate player next to him. Makalele was working really well with Kessie's card. It was very interesting because I played Makalele in the right center defensive position at one point and then moved Kessie to the left side because of the 4-star weak foot capabilities, but they kept rotating between each other really, really nicely. So very important thing there. I do feel like he needs a pace boost, for sure. I do think he needs a pace boost. His defensive stats with the basic chemistry style, it could have helped out a little bit, potentially. They did give him a +5 sprint speed boost as well with the basic chemistry style. Dribbling boost was there by a little bit as well. You know, shooting at 80 finishing from time to time, depending on the situation in game, you may not score those specific shot angles, right? Because of the fact that his finishing is not like in the high 90s or anything like that. But let me see what the chemistry styles are that people chose. So they gave him a Shadow, an Anchor, and a Guardian. So Shadow, again, makes the most sense because of the +15 for acceleration, +10 sprint speed, as well as the defensive stats being increased as well. Let me see what else is here. So there's also Anchor, and then there's also Guardian. Yeah, the only problem with... I mean, you could totally give him a Guardian chemistry style. You could definitely try that out, but I really feel like you want the acceleration and sprint speed on this card. Because even with the basic chemistry style, they gave him a +5 for sprint speed, and it was pretty noticeable in game in regards to how he was going into empty space. If you want to use this card on balance instructions, you would have to sacrifice for the dribbling not being crazy responsive, but still very, very good because of the fact that these main dribbling stats right here, they play really well this 6-foot height. But you do notice the 81 agility from time to time as well. It's definitely still very noticeable, especially because of the height and the average body type that he has. So I do think, regardless of anything, that the Shadow chemistry style makes the most sense. I think 96 attacking positioning on balance instructions is still going to be good enough. But even on stay back while attacking, these defensive boosts will definitely be very, very noticeable in game, especially since he already has a great physical presence in game too. So hopefully you guys enjoy this review. I'm going to go unlock the card on my account. I just have like 2 games left, and then I'm going to do some of the week 3 stuff and see where we end up being for the season so far. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying all the reviews and all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.